the breaking process of the African woman. Take the female and run a series of tests on her to see if she will submit to your wills desiringly. Test her in every way because she is the most important factor in good economics. If she shows any sign of resistance in submitting completely to your will, do not hesitate to use the bullwhip on her to extract the last bit of B word out of her. Take care not to kill her, for in doing so, you spoil good economic. When in complete submission, she will train her offspring in the early years to submit to labor when they become of age. Understanding is the best thing. Therefore, we shall go deeper into this area of subject matter concerning what we have produced here in this breaking process of the female N-word. We have reversed the relationship in her natural uncivilized state. She would have a strong dependency on the uncivilized N-word man. And she will have a limited protective tendency toward her independent male offspring and would raise male offsprings to be dependent like her. Nature had provided for this type of balance. We reverse nature by burning and pulling a civilized N-word apart and bullwhipping the other to the point of death, all in her present. By her being left alone, unprotected, with the male image destroyed, the ordeal caused her to move from psychological dependent state to a frozen independent state. In this frozen psychological state of independence, she will raise her male and female offspring in reverse roles. For fear of the young male's life, she will psychologically train him to be mentally weak and dependent, but physically strong. Because she has become psychologically independent, she will train her female offsprings to be psychologically independent. What have you got? You've got the N-word woman out front and the N-word man behind and scared. This is a perfect situation of sound sleep and economic. Before the breaking process, we had to be alertly on guard at all times. Now we can sleep soundly. For out of frozen fear, his woman stands guard for us. He cannot get past her early slave molding process. He is a good tool, now ready to be tied to the horse at a tender age. By the time a N-word boy reaches the age of 16, he is soundly broken in and ready for a lifelong of sound and efficient work and reproduction of a unit of good labor force. Continually through the breaking of uncivilized savage N-word, by breaking the N-word female savage into a frozen psychological state of independence, by killing a protective male image, and by creating a submissive, independent mind of the N-word male slave. We have created an orbiting cycle that turns on its own axis forever unless phenomenon occurs and reshifts the position of the male and female slaves. We show what we mean by example. Take the case of two economic slave units and examine them close. As an African American woman, it is sad to say that in society now, black women are very independent and are many times called mouthy because they are independent, and that is because that is the way that we have been raised, not to be dependent on a male. And as it shows here, that is how the breaking process of an African woman was done, by degrading the man, and for the woman to raise them as mentally weak and dependent. And that is how a lot of the males do now. They are, not all, are mentally weak and dependent, but as we see that a lot of African American women run the households and not so many of the African American men do. More than so, you see a lot more African American men taking trophy wives, ones that they won't have to worry about them being mouthy or independent in a way.